Hi guys, we just had a weekly close, not very exciting one. We're still keeping some kind of bottom down here. We can also look at a small time frames. You saw that right now Bitcoin went down like 1.5 to almost 2% towards downside. There was a dump. The question is this dump actually very bad or good? So we're gonna check it out. And I think, we're still on the bottom, we should pump soon. So, we're gonna check that out. So you can see here, previous candle up here did not break down below the support level, so everything is good and dandy. We did not go above the resistance up here, but we did not break on the downside, so everything is good. So all the kind of dumps that we get right now, they are not that dangerous. It's only on the weekly time frame when you actually close down here below it, and once you're down below the support line on the weekly time frame, that can actually be bad, especially if there is no divergence on the chart. But right now, it doesn't matter that much. Let's go a little bit small time frames up here on the daily time frame. What you're gonna see here is that right now we are breaking this 20 moving average that we said yesterday was important, and it's still not closed. We still got something like 13 hours left until this candle over here actually closes. So until this actually closes, and actually closes bad below certain levels, it's still not bad. So as you can see right now, even though we are dumping on downside, it's not bad, guys. It's not bad. I'm gonna still, keep the optimism a little bit more towards the upside. So let's go a little bit more into small time frames up here. And what you're gonna see here on the small time frames is that there was a big dump down here. Now this to me looks like some kind of exhaustion pattern towards the downside. If you pull the line between these two, these last weeks over here, you'll see that we are hitting just support again. You can see here, we had 2 weeks on downside. Then we hit the support and bounce back up again. Now we're still not out of the dump yet, but if you pull some kind of maybe channel towards downside down here, any kind of downtrending channel is actually more bullish than bearish. So right now that we are on some kind of support down here and hitting this exhaustion channel towards downside, I think this is actually still gonna break towards upside. So I'm still very much bullish. There is still nothing wrong with the chart. This was big dump, and right now it is trending in a downward direction. So I think there is more probability to actually break towards upside. This looks to me like exhaustion pattern more than anything else. Now some people might say that this is a bear flag, and for people that are not very familiar with this channel, this is not a bear flag, this is exhaustion. Bear flags goes towards the upside, not actually towards the downside. This is actually quite bullish and not actually bearish. Now the fact that we are also hitting down some kind of support tells me that it's gonna be very hard to break on downside. I'm not saying that we cannot break on downside, I'm just saying it's gonna be hard to do that. And you see, anytime we hit sorry about that. Again, sorry about that. Anytime we're hitting some kind of support levels, we bounce pretty hard. Now there is a very important trend line on the downside that we have been drawing for a long time, and go something like this over here. This has been support line ever since, I think, back down here when we had this triangle over here. So you can see we had a very nice triangle, and we came up, down, above it up here. We bounced over the triangle up here, create some kind of double top up here, went below the support. Right now going into this exhaustion pattern towards again the same kind of support line that we did previously. And it's really hard to me imagine that this is somehow gonna break on the downside. Now if we can break on downside and stuff can actually happen, but right now I'm still more bullish than bearish. Now the thing that's gonna change my bullishness into bearishness, if we start actually breaking certain levels. We still have low, higher low, higher low, higher low, so we still have an uptrending move up here towards the upside. But for me to become bearish, and this can definitely break on downside, and especially this exhaustion pattern here breaking downside can actually be a big dump. I think we need to break certain levels on the downside that are very, very important. So what levels am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about this this bottom on the weekly time frame down here, 18.8. Until we actually get down there. You can see these bottoms down here. Until we actually get below down there, we can definitely move down here. We can even move a little bit up here, but if we start closing down here and we start seeing some kind of pattern down here that's not supposed to be happening, that can indicate that we are gonna go further towards the downside. Right now that's not the case. Right now there is literally nothing wrong with the chart. It is kind of pulling back normally, I would say normally, but we still have to see how this actually plays out. On the daily time frame, of course, we are right now going below the 20 moving average up here, but we still got a higher high up here. Let me just check if we have any kind of divergence on the chart up here. There is no divergence and everything is playing fine. So this can definitely break through the support lines down here, but I don't think it's gonna do that. You know, maybe I'm too hopeful about that, but you know, there is no panic or worrying, you know, until we actually break towards downside. You can see right now we still got something like 58 minutes left on the clock up here, and on the 4-hourly time frame, this is a 4-hourly time chart up here, we still haven't broken it towards downside. Not only that, like we said in the start, we have this exhaustion pattern, you know, happening up here on the time frames, and these things oftentimes have more chance to break towards the upside than actually breaking towards the downside. But if you see on the 4-hourly time frame that we start actually breaking towards the downside, if we start breaking this trend over here towards the downside, that can indicate, you know, faster and bigger dump towards the downside. Anyways, all my positions are right now on the long side, but you know, I'm not a good trader, so you know, there's that. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching the video, and of course, as always, join KuCoin, guys, because that's the only place where you can get gems before the next bull market. That's it, guys. I'll see you later. Bye bye.